Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel. It's Denise from Black Cat Studio. Thank you for being here. In this video I'm going to show you how I turn some of my unwanted or unliked paintings into some beautiful jewellery. I just wanted to show you that, waste not, want not. There's always a way around, not wasting your projects or your tools, such as your, canvases, such as your tiles. So any high gloss tile will do. You'll remember that picture from a previous post, which was my neuron or fairy tree. I wasn't really too fond of it, so I'm going to turn it into some awesome jewellery. Ignore my messy bench. I've been working like a slave. I haven't had 2 days off together. Excuse the yawn. Like I said, I'm very tired. I haven't had 2 days off together in probably close to a month, so I'm pretty exhausted. But that's okay. Working nights is never fun, and aged care's got a shortage here in Australia, so I do what I can. So here I am, just using an X-Acto knife, and I'm just peeling back the painting bit by bit by bit, very carefully so I don't slip off the edge. If there's any splits or little cuts, or providing I get a decent large piece, I guess, out of it, I'm happy. So I'm just taking my time, just cutting around the edge. This has been curing for quite some time, so it is a nice, cured skin. It's not something that, is still soft. Like it says on the screen, it's quite sticky, so it will still stick to itself, despite the fact it has been curing for quite a while. So just be aware of that, because if you layer them together, they're going to get stuck together, and then you won't be able to get them apart. So I'll just stop recording while I finish this. Pretty boring to watch, really, but you might learn something. And there we are, one perfectly cured skin. So thumbs up to myself for not ripping it in half and breaking it. There's the tile, which will be able to be reused in another project. So I'm just tidying up the tile a little bit off screen. I really want to thank you for being here, as usual, gracing me with your presence, using the X-Acto knife just to clean up the edges. Because anywhere where the paint is, it might not stick as well, or it might cause some, evenness issues. So I'm just quickly scraping that off. As you can see, it comes off pretty quickly. There we are, all clean, beautiful, ready to be reused. So here I am back again. I am showing you the cabochon. Clearly don't know where the camera is. So there it is. What I'm going to use is I'm going to use that cabochon. I'm going to place it onto my artwork, and I'm going to look at where do I like the picture that it's showing me. I then use my X-Acto knife. I just cut around the perimeter. Doesn't matter how rough it is. Which you'll see in the next sort of section. I just cut it out and I lay it off to the side. Now, as you can see, my workbench is pretty messy. There's stuff everywhere, but that's okay. I work it out in the end. So I'm trying to show you what it's going to look like underneath the cabochon. Doesn't really do it justice because of the glare. That doesn't want to focus for me. Anyway, you'll see them all as I progress through. with cutting them all out. So I'm going to speed this up so you can just watch me cutting out all the things. Now, I bought these bracelets, but all the knots, they gave way, and it was a real pain. But this is what I'm showing you. It'll fit inside the cabochon like that, and then that will go on top. And there's a cool bracelet. So I was a bit disappointed with those bracelets. I buy all my supplies from AliExpress. I find they give you some really good deals. However, sometimes it's a bit of a hit and miss. It was actually a gift for my brother and his sons when he informed me that all the knots came undone. So I'm very glad that I didn't actually sell these items, and yeah, found out later that they were not suitable. This is set to 8 times speed. God, I wish I could work at this speed. Wouldn't that be great? You get your craft projects done in half the time, but you'd also miss out on the meditation factor. So just enjoy. I'm just, going through the motions, cutting out those little bits in the frames that I like. The reason I'm having to do a voiceover in this one is, unfortunately, I was stupid and I left my radio going in the background, so all my copyright music was playing over the top of me doing my craft. So you'll just have to excuse me chatting away after the fact. So enjoy. I really enjoy this process of cutting out all the little pieces, because I think it really develops your creative eye, because you're looking through the lens of that cabochon to see what you want to show in your actual piece. So the earring cabs and all of those things that I've got the frames. So I think this is a good way to develop your eye and your personal taste, like what you want to show through that little window. As you can see, there's waste not, want not. Pretty much every single piece of this whole painting is being used. Some bits were too small. I do have smaller cabs, which I'll show in a minute. I just continue cutting out pieces to fit on those, I think they're 2 centimeter cabochons, and then I've also got some, I think it's 12 millimeter or 15 millimeter cabochons some of the earring bases use. So I'll just continue cutting. Here comes my tiny little cabochon. You can see how small the pieces are. And you really have to be careful not to slip and cut your finger off, because they're really tiny. But yeah, so any little gaps that I found in my picture, I just cut tiny little cabochons out of that, like cabochon shapes, and yeah, we'll see where we go from here. if you're getting sick of me cutting this, although I'm almost at the end, feel free to just skip forward a couple of seconds and to the end of this part where I'll show you making the jewellery. The reason I actually kept this recording is to show you how little of the painting I actually ended up wasting. So yeah, you can pretty much use the whole thing. That was all that was left in the end, was just tiny little scraps, and even out of those I cut these bits out so I could use those. So you can see I got quite a few pieces of painting out of this, and you wouldn't even think that it was a painting that I didn't like, or yeah, I wanted to get rid of. So rather than waste it and scrape it and throw it in the bin, why waste, you know, your hard work? Why waste your paints? Why waste your time? So this is a fun way of using that. And here I am showing you. Look at them all. It's the blurry little bit. Oh, there we go. So you can see they're beautiful colours. Each one is unique. Each one is different. Hello there, YouTube. It's been a little while. I've been working like a crazy woman. Why? Because I'm a nurse and that's what we do. I am going to finish off the previous video that would have been shown at the start of this, which is making all these jewellery pieces. So there's two ways that you can do this. Well, there's probably multiple ways, but even more than that, but I'm going to show you two ways. So this is one I've done. However, I had a bit of a problem with the UV resin. I kind of like that uneven effect though. So that's a little earring I made. You can see, but it's gone uneven, the UV resin. It's a new one that I haven't actually used before. So you can see it's uneven, but it hangs like that. So it is quite cute. I've got a whole heap of different ways of doing it. So I've got the little bits cut out and the big bits cut out. And I've got all these different earring bases that I have, like that I can use. So there's this one, for example, which has only got the little feature cabochon part. I've got these, which I think are nice and unusual. Got the small with the big. It's got a stud attachment. Then we've got, I think these are the same. And these are the same, but with the bright silver colour base and the pretty back. So if you look at this one, it's just plain. And this one here is a hook, coil and bead attachment. So it's a little bit more dressy than that one. This spring is well and truly sprung here in Melbourne, Australia, which is quite nice. We've got a bit of sunshine happening after a long winter, it seems, with COVID and all sorts of fun stuff. It's nice to see the sun coming out to play. And the birds starting to chirp and sing, and you know, it's just nice to see the season turn. You in America and overseas are now heading for your treacherous time, your lovely winter. May the winter be kind to you. I want to thank everybody for being here today in Black Cat Studio. Like I said, sorry I haven't been posting, but I've been working like a crazy woman. I like to have the same colour scheme, even if the pictures themselves inside the actual ear is not the same. Inside the base is not the same. So let's put this one here. And I only got one out to show you. I didn't actually get a second one out, so I'll get this one out here. So they're similar. Now I need to find two small ones that have got a similar theme, I guess. Like these two there. I need to find two little ones that will look cool in these little cabochon spots. This one, I think, should be upside down. Let's twist him like that. And then don't have a lot of little ones that I can choose from. Wish I had another one like this one. Can you see that one? That would be cool. If I put him in, he won't match him at all, so I don't want to use him. Maybe this one. Or this one. Let's go this one. So we've got the top ones that match with the lines. And the second one. So let's do these ones with, we've got the cabochons over here. I'm going to use Sonia. I'm just going to work out a lid because I don't need a lot. So I'm going to pull this loose. I'm going to paint the back with the Sonia. You can use glue to glue these in, but I find I get a really good attachment with the Sonia, so I'm going to use this. I'm just going to trim these. That's why I said it doesn't really matter if it's not even, because you trim it before you stick it anyway. Yep, so that fits now. Let's pop a little bit of Sonia in. As you can see, it doesn't matter if you paint the back of the base, the bezel, or whether you paint the actual little mini painting. This is a great way to use up paintings that you didn't like, perhaps, that you looked at and went, not really a fan, didn't grab you. As you saw in my previous video, or actually it would have been attached to this, it was a tile that I wasn't really a fan of, that I did in a previous video. So why waste it? It is still your artwork. It is still something that you've created. So why not use it in the most beautiful way to make some gorgeous gifts or to sell some beautiful earrings. And no one that buys it would ever know or guess that it was in fact part of a larger painting that you just didn't gel with, or you didn't like, or the commission piece that the client didn't like, or it could be lots of reasons. Okay, so we've got that on, and now what we're going to do excuse me. It's been over a month since yours truly has had 2 days off in a row. So my darling husband Paul surprised me yesterday and announced that we're going for the Melbourne Cup long weekend. He's taking me away because he knows I can't help but answer my phone. As soon as work calls, I'm there. So he said, okay, bugger it, I'm going to take her away, and then she can't answer the phone. So bit sad when your husband has to make that decision, but hey, it is what it is. So now we're just going to glue that in. I need to get my glue. My glue. I'm going to pop a little dollop of this in both. I'm going to use my brush to spread it around. As you can see, I'm pretty gung-ho. Nothing gentle about this little crafter. Just pop this around, spread it around nicely. Okay. Then I'm going to take my little cabochons and I'm going to plop them on top and push them down. And I'm going to do the same with this one. Plop them on top and push them down nicely. And my cabochons just went onto the floor. Curse that. Oh, I'm going to have to go crawling around on the floor to try and pick up all these cabochons now that have disappeared onto the floor. Damn it. Okay. There we are. That's one, and that's two. That's what I like about Alma's washable glue. It cleans up real easy. You can just do it with soap and water. I'm just going to pick that up and show you. I like to push on it just to make sure there's no air bubbles. We're forcing out all the bubbles. Alma's also dries clear. There it is. Aren't they gorgeous? Now, if you were wearing those, I think that would be a nice statement piece. Ignore the ring light reflection. They're quite pretty, So that's one set down. There we are. And there's another set. Let me come up and show you again. Quite cute. Something different. I hope it translates on the camera. Can you see in the corner here there's actually a little piece missing? Once you put that cabochon on top, no one would ever know that there is in fact a little piece missing. So it's something to keep in mind. Not all pieces need to be piffed in the bin. What you can also do is give it a bit of a stretch. But given that acrylic paint is, does have some sort of, latex type qualities, it is quite stretchy. So you could actually stretch it a little bit to make it fit. Stick that down and I'll show you that again after I've stretched it. Can you see where the bit was missing? Not really. It's magic! So, my working time on this glue, I've been talking too much. Got to remember, glue has working time, so same as resin does. Blue's my favourite colour, so these are right up my alley. Aren't they gorgeous? These make really cute gifts for people. There's that lot. Quite beautiful if I do say so myself. I'm hoping the focus is on. There's that one. And here is his friend. They're almost like little galaxy looking ones. I'm just going to speed this up and continue making, well actually 5, 6, 7 if only I had more cabochons, but I don't, so I'm just going to stick what I've got left on and then put them aside until I buy more of my glass cabochons. I like the look of the glass ones just because I don't want them to yellow over time, and as we all know, resin is quite UV reactive and over time can yellow. I don't want that. Like, I don't want people to have a limit as to how long they can use my art for. Art is forever. There we are. Now I could go bogged down with the orientation of how I'm sticking them in there and which way they're facing, but I'm not going to, because I kind of like the organic feel of whichever way they're meant to land, they'll land. This is my paint skins book, where I've taken all of the cool looking paint skins I really liked and I've popped them into, some of these are just runoffs from when I've done artwork. Some of them are actually tiles that I've cut off, like this one. So I can just, some of them have already been cut into little cabochon spots, but I haven't actually made anything out of them yet. So as you can see, they're all there. As time goes on, I'll be able to just, keep churning out earrings and things for markets, and yeah. So that's how I make my earrings. You can do that with bracelets. I'm hoping to just make some cabochon ones where I can just glue it to the back, or use one of these without, like, snap this off and just use this, the bezel, and then, or bezel, is it called bezel? I'm not sure. Let me know in the comments if I'm wrong. And then I just want to, you know, wire wrap it and make it look all pretty to wear as necklaces and things. So thanks for joining me. And I'll just show you what we've come up with today. So thanks for coming to Black Cat Studio and playing in here with me, as always. And as you can see, we've put a bit of a dint in it, but there's still quite a few left to play with. So from me to you, all my love. Thanks for joining me, for your likes, your subscribes and your love, and I'll see you again soon. Bye.